This is muck up. Guess what he's going to do this game? We kick things off with a mono blue hand, but we've got removals that require black. Mull. Then we get a 3-lander with a good mix of cards. At first glance, I think we can send the Regent on down. But wait, maybe we can send something else. No, hold on, it has to be the Regent. Keep your hopes up. Our Surveil land shows us another Aetherize on top. We already have one, but it is creature control. Let's keep it. We'll hit them with Pilfer and make them toss something, and we get to see what they're holding. The only card we're not concerned about here is their sweeper. Malcolm has to be what we take out. They're going to have a limited amount of men by the looks of their hand. A whole lot of nothing going on. This would be the perfect time to draw into a Vendetta. But no, that's a shark land. We draw a Marang, and we'll see if they're playing counters when it comes time to fire it off. I imagine they should be given. They do have permanents they'll want to protect. Marang goes through with only a slight hitch. It's possible they don't care about us drawing extra cards. Are they having second thoughts? It's too late now. There is no take-backsies on Arena. We'll play out our talent this turn and immediately take it to level 2 and get back our Pilfer. We'll take a second look at their hand and make them toss something else while we're at it. You gotta love seeing them burn a removal on a token. Maybe we'll take it up to level 3 and watch them squirm. It's time to fire off our Pilfer and check out what they've got. They play out a Malcolm in response, but we've got removal for their fancy buzzard lined up. They have a reenact the crime so they can get back the card we make them toss. We'd love to make them toss Bahama Mama, but then they get it back with reenact the crime. The betrayal is a sorcery, so there's no way we can use it to take out their grave before they get it. Unfortunately, it does mean we have to make them toss the reenact. We've got no choice. Now we can fire off a betrayal and take out their guy along with their grave. Smell you later, bro. We know they don't have removals in hand. We can power up and take a bite out of this opponent and their deck. Let's shark 'em. They drew a duress, but we won't miss whatever they make us toss out. Surprisingly, they take a virtue. The betrayal might have been a better bet. We draw a Vendetta, and the time has come to do some sniping. we'll take out their Bahama Mama, and that won't be a problem for us this game. It looks like it's their only one, so while we're here, let's take a look and see what else we should aim for. It looks like a random pile of stuff, but one thing is clear. They are entirely creature-based, and if that's the case, we've got their number. In a way, the random men in their deck makes them a tougher opponent since we can't clear out their big threats with a few vendettas. But they are still relying on men to get the job done, and that is not going to work against us. We draw another talent, and it's time to give our vendetta another go. We can at least get it back, and we'll be able to unload on them on our next turn. Pilfer would be a decent choice here as well, but the vendetta is deck sniping tool. The opponent is rethinking their life and how they ended up here, playing against an opponent that doesn't play men, and having their stuff sniped before they can play it. And even if they play something, it gets sniped anyways. Maybe they're better off dropping some friends off into their porcelain throne. Extra cheese. This is just Ask Ken. We don't care what kind of Ken you are, even if you're a Barbie. We get a 4-lander that's rather slow. Our first play will be on turn 4. But it's possible we could draw into some of our early plays. We essentially top out at 5, so we should be able to get some business before we vendetta. Keep your pants on. We draw a Pilfer, and that will be our play on turn 2. We'll get a sneak peek at what they're trying to do. They fire off an Esper Origins and toss out a Saga. The Yuna smell is hard to ignore. We'll hit them with Pilfer and check out what they've got. That's a lot of stuff we're not too worried about. The green Overlord is the mark, only because it ramps them. The mana advantage is not one to ignore. We get a second Vendetta, and we can parade them out starting on our next turn. Prepare thy hind end for the boot we are about to apply to it. Grab that cash, bro. These self-mill decks are just helping us out by giving us more looks at the cards they're playing. They flash back their origins. It'll come back as a 4/4 Saga. It's a decent threat. The problem is it will fizzle out and die on its own. Let's take a look at what they have in hand in their grave before we launch this Heat Seeker at their helpless deck. Vanilla can go ahead and check out of this game. It's one half of a monster we don't want to see. They get a pair of green mana from their origins, and they use that on another origins. They toss out a land. I guess 4 is enough for their deck then. They flash back the second origins, and we'll be taking a 4 spot here. With a pair of sweepers in hand, we can take out their men on our next turn. Fire in the hole. This time, we'll simply clear out their team. I don't want to exile the cards in our grave just yet. A Dredger's Insight, because that life gain is great, but we're not worried about their life total. It could be 1,000,000, and that would be fine. We'll hit them with our second Vendetta and take out the green Overlord. Let's not see that on the table. They don't have any more in their deck. Are they only playing 3 of these? We'll take a moment to check out the rest of their deck. There's Yuna And of course, the usual payload of Knights of Round and Bahama Mama. To get another Origins in play, its card draw could be useful in helping them find some of their big weapons. That's a Titan they managed to find by digging for it. We'll make use of the Marang and fire it off for some cards. We draw a pair of Swamps and a Betrayal. We'll toss a Swamp, then follow up with the Betrayal. This will clear out their Origins and wipe their grave clean. Call me Mr. Clean, bro. I'm pretty sure the Titan is coming this turn. They milled away a Knights of Round. The only thing left is for them to draw a Yuna. We're a mana short of being able to hit the Titan with the Toxin and get rid of it, but we do have the cover-up. And this time, we do have more than enough cards to be able to collect evidence. Let's smash. They go for a town greeter. It's Wee Lad that mills them for 4, then they get a land back. That, my friends, is their best play for the turn. We get a talent and we'll play it out. We'll level it up after we snipe their town greeter. He can go greet the grave instead. That poor fool. Let's get back our Vendetta and keep sniping away at what's left of their already depleted deck. They've got 12 cards left. Self-mill for the win, or for the self-decking. They play out a Primal Garuda to snipe our Otter token. There's a little bit more urgency now that their turns are getting close to running out. We'll hit them with our Vendetta and take out Yuna. That should about seal the deal on this game. Looking at what's left in their deck, and it's mostly lands. There is a Titan as one last thing to worry about. They need to find that Titan and play it out soon, or they're toast. Instead, they make the mistake of playing out their Sheltered by Ghosts. Oopsie, poopsie, bro. We'll clear out their men and get back our talent ready for more level 2 action. Garuda is on its own way out, but let's hit all their men just to be sure. They needed a Titan 2 turns ago, and all they got was a land. Let's take our talent to level 2 and we can get back a Betrayal. If they play Titan, it'll get nailed by our removal. They've seen enough GGs, extra cheese. This is Moto. Well, hello, Moto. No, wait, it's Mo to you. Mow it. Don't show it. We get a 3-lander with a good mix of cards. We've got removal, draw, and hand sniping action. I like it. Keep your pants on. They throw down a Stormchaser's talent on their first turn. Early men are almost always a threat, but we've got a Pilfer coming up that could make a difference. Let's see what they've got. They're still trying to make Vivi work. What an assortment of cards. Any of these would be a fine choice, but the equipment could be used to draw extra cards. That's a big nope. Plus, it's a card they can't get back with the talent. They sleight their hand looking for another land, most likely. That's the hazards of keeping a shuffler special. We'll make their otter disappear along with their grave. Keeping Vivi isolated should work out better for us, since another betrayal would take it out. We hit 4 mana and we'll fire off Coil and Catch. Let's not give them the opportunity to counter it. We draw a pair of lands and a Pilfer. Let's toss a cover-up. We've got another already, and the Pilfer could be ace against their deck. As a bonus, the cover-up could help us collect evidence later. They stock up, and Vivi will hit us for 1 before growing bigger. They did tap out, so they'll find it difficult to counter anything this way. They drop in a cauldron to make some soup, but we're about to clear out their win con and all copies of it for the remainder of this short game. They come in for damages, but there won't be many more of those this game. Let's close this out. It's GG's already. Not much cheese was required. The rest of their deck is a whole lot of do-nothing. Yeah, this is game over. Pack your bags. They sleight of hand looking for another Vivi. Oopsie poopsie. This is ZZ32ZZ. He's a one-man ZZ top. Hope you brought all your weapons. You're gonna need them. We get a 3-lander loaded with sweepers and a Pilfer. We'll be smashing men this game. Keep. Our surveil land shows us a Vendetta on top. Our hand got a whole lot better right away. They're playing nothing but swamps. Beats having to play another Una deck, I suppose. Let's hit them where it hurts. Looks like Reanimator. The one thing we can't let them have is Lily. Smell you later. They play out their Harvester. It does hit for 3, and that's the dangerous part. Our surveil land shows us a Marang on top. We'll definitely keep it. Zodiac would be pretty bad if they were to get it down. We'd need a betrayal and make sure it was the only thing on board. Let's fire off our Vendetta and get to sniping. We'll nail their Zodiac and get him the frog out of this game. Looks like they came loaded with weapons that can hit hard. And looks like plenty of removals as well as ways of getting men back from the grave. Welcome aboard Harvester number 2. With 6 power on board, that's enough to get the job done in a few turns. We draw a Betrayal, which is great, but what we really need are some lands. We'll coil and catch this turn and see about getting some more manas. We get only 1 land, but that's good enough to fire off our cover-up. We'll toss the filter out. That's likely not going to be as useful in this matchup. They snipe one of their own men just so they can toss out a Lord Voldemort. Probably should have attacked first, but what do I know? Oh no, a token Voldemort. We're doomed. Oh wait, we got this here cover-up. Smell you girls later. Of all these cards, we'll take out their Lily. We don't need her wide rear end plopping down on this board. Probably crack it in half. They fire off a Zombify and get back one of their Reanimator guys. I'm sure they think their deck is scary. I'm almost shaking in my boots, with glee. LOL. We draw a talent and we'll play it out. We've got enough mana to take it up to level 2 and get back a crushing card from our grave. Out of these, I think the Betrayal has to be it. We'll keep sniping any men they get out with the greatest of ease. We draw a land, and that takes us up to 6 mana. We can take our talent to level 3 and generate otter tokens with every instant and sorcery we play out. And that's just about everything in our deck. Those land draws are brutal. Shout out to the shuffler, right bro? We'll have to either burn a card or just toss one out. I think we can give up the filter out. All they've got left is men and ways to get men out of the grave. Their removals are useless as we'll generate otters easily. We'll burn a Betrayal just to get an otter token. Easy come, easy go, but they will keep coming. They held a card in their hand, and unless it's a land, we can pilfer it out as well as generate another otter token. I'm kind of surprised they stuck around this long. They are going to have 0 chance. That's a Cecil coming in, but we've got his number already. They probably drew a land. That's going to do it for our poor bro, night night. And GG's. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.